He's not real.
Hi, Ryan. Welcome to Ryan wanted.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Inner Circle. My name is Lawrence Algie.
Oh, I'm that guy. Oh, check out the skit. That guy.
This is Ben. Well, I know why Ben's here. I'm Tavion. Hey, how you doing today?
And welcome back to our countdown to Endgame with our final Marvel movie, Avengers: Infinity War. Now, most of you have probably seen Infinity War by now, and let's be honest, Infinity War was the movie. It was the movie everyone was looking forward to, everyone was excited about, anticipated. We thought it was going to be the biggest event in Marvel history.
Until the next one.
Until it ended and we were like, what the heck did we just watch? And we realized Marvel's got one more that's going to blow our minds.
Like,
So
Marvel, you is over.
Okay, going into Infinity War, I expected death. Honestly, I expected a lot of characters to die. And I mean, I guess I was kind of right. But I meant, like, I expected Thanos to come in and murder people. Like, straight up murder the Avengers. I expected Captain America to die. I expected Tony Stark to die. I really wanted Captain America to die. I love Captain... Don't get me wrong. Captain America I love. But I've been wanting him to die since Civil War, so... Come on, Cap. Just keep the bucket.
Would you like to know what I was expecting?
Yes, I would.
I didn't care about this movie until it, like, 2 days after it came out and people were talking about it. I didn't give a crap about this movie. I thought the trailer looked generic. I hate the way it looked. The green screen, the visual effects. It looked like just a bunch of stuff happening. And I just wasn't interested in it at all.
Honestly.
What I thought, though, may surprise you.
I might knock your head off. Just keep on with it. What happens if I knock off his hat? Oh,
I'm bald.
Tavion.
So, keep your foot away from my head.
Guys. Let's be serious here.
Alright, what were you expecting
So,
when you went into Infinity War, Tavion?
seeing from the trailers, I didn't expect much because the trailers like, yeah, it's epic run scene.
Big dude comes to destroy.
And
They fight him.
yeah, the trailers left things to be. It could have done more of the trailers, honestly.
I
But-
wasn't a huge fan of the trailer.
How was
Thanos was giving his monologue, and I thought that was cool, but it didn't look. There were no moments in it where I was like, yes, I want to see. Like the Civil War trailer. Y'all remember the Civil War trailer?
Not...
Yes.
Well, in the Civil War
They
trailer.
had the Tony Hawk fight with Iron Man.
Tony Hawk fight.
Nah.
The what?
They had.
Tony Stark / Iron Man fight with Captain America.
Yeah, you saw them like
It's
go
early
at
on.
it.
Yeah.
That got me into that movie. I was like, I want to see that movie. The trailer for Infinity War didn't do anything for me, so I wasn't excited for it. You know, it was
What?
just after everybody started talking about it that I actually was like, yeah, okay. Because I'm not the biggest Marvel fan. I mean, I like these characters and stuff because I saw Iron Man way back in 2008. I've been with this thing. But, I don't know. And I like the way the Russo brothers direct their movies, but the trailer didn't show anything particularly appealing to me.
Honestly, as Infinity War, besides the trailers, my expectations were someone's gonna die, and I was actually so happy I was right. A lot of people hate me for who I guess was gonna die.
Which one?
Spider-Man.
Oh, I was hoping Loki would die. And I called that.
Oh, we
everyone's
were
like-
all expecting that because of, like, in the trailer it showed him giving Thanos the Tesseract, and we're like, we don't see him anywhere else in the movie.
Like, all the, like, big fans were like, oh, all the Loki fangirls were like, oh my god, he's gonna turn evil again. And I'm just like, guys, shut up. Who cares? Let him die. Why are you guys all on his... Never mind, anyway.
He's alright, he's cool. He's cool.
He is cool, but, like, Loki had his time. You don't need to bring him back for every damn movie.
New people.
Yeah, seriously, honestly. You know,
what do we think of the actual thing though? Like we weren't expecting much, but at least I wasn't. We got in the theater. What happened?
to Loki?
No, just the movie.
Just the movie?
I hated the opening scene.
What? That was one of the best scenes in the entire movie.
It is one of the best scenes in the movie, but I hated it because, once again, it started off with that. I'm like, yo, what the you throw me in the middle of this? Like,
that's awesome.
That's how Avengers movies are. They always start you in the middle of things.
but the Avengers aren't dead at the beginning of it. Well, people directly related to the Avengers aren't dead in the beginning.
That's what made it great.
Exactly, but at the same time, like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it got a lot of people, like, just kicked him off the guard.
These beeps are just hurting my ears. Ow! Oh, who's gonna be right here? Punch him. Guys, I really like this movie. I wasn't expecting anything, but I really like this movie.
Really?
Like the way it threw us into it, and the way it introduced Thanos. Like, you know how The Last Jedi, people are like subverting expectations. That's not how you do it. I like Last Jedi, but I can understand why people don't like the way it was done, because I can see people not being satisfied by the direction it took. With Infinity War, just starting off with death, starting off with showing us, like, everything felt dramatically satisfying to me. That's why I really like this movie. I don't know why. It's something to do with the Russo brothers and where they put the camera, when they have a close-up to people, the lines that they give characters. I don't know how they do it, but the way they pace out how they show their characters, how they develop them, how they give them each a moment to shine, everything feels satisfying. Like, I knew in Civil War, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm watching these three people fight, and I care about them. And Black Panther's up here with this dude, but I'm interested in this as well. And then these people over here doing this, I actually care about these people too. I'm not just watching things happen. So many characters, but they balance it so well.
Yes. And I think for a lot of people, me included, that was actually one of my biggest concerns with the movie, was how they were going to balance the different groups of characters.
That poster is so overcrowded. Look at all those people.
Oh, yeah.
How do they do that?
I actually enjoy how they balance the characters out, especially with Rocket Raccoon and Thor.
That was just an awesome team up.
This is one of my favorite things about the movie, how they split them up into teams.
Yes.
Like Doctor Strange and Iron Man and Peter Quill and not Captain America, I don't know, whoever I didn't say.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, yeah. Like, just the way, and then, yeah, Thor and Rocket Raccoon and freaking Groot as a team. They split it up into 3 groups, and the way they did it, like, I was least interested in Captain America's group because they didn't give him, like, a lot of time. It was just like he shows up and he does stuff. But by the way, the writers said that the people who got the least amount of time in Infinity War are going to get the most time in Endgame. So I think that's interesting. But yeah, I think they were just kind of there to develop the plot. But really, Thor and Rocket Raccoon and Groot, and then the other group with Iron Man, like, they were just so much fun to watch. Like, they really took time thinking about who they wanted to pair who up with who.
Yeah, a lot of them were very unexpected pair-ups, and they just worked very well.
Yeah. I love that image of Thor coming into Wakanda and Rocket Raccoon's just on his shoulder. Like, that's what I mean by subverting expectations in a good way. They give you what you didn't think you wanted.
Yes.
It's so good. It's so good.
So let's talk cinematography and story.
Alright.
Let's talk about cinematography and story.
Action and filmmaking and all that kind of stuff.
I think
I didn't like the way this movie looked in the trailer, but I actually liked the way it looked in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of all the visual effects. I would have liked... so stuff like, in the trailer, they show them fighting Thanos on whatever that planet was. And
Titan.
What?
Titan.
Yeah. And then they show all, stuff in space, and they show all this stuff here. They show this fight scene in Wakanda with a shot of all the people running, and that's all clearly green screen and stuff. And I didn't like that. I look at the trailer, I'm like, I don't like the way this looks. But when I get into the movie, obviously it makes sense that they're there, and they have to make it visual effects. They can't do all that practically, obviously. So I'm fine with that. But then stuff like, they balance it out well, because stuff like the actual fight with Thanos, like at the very end with Captain America and everybody, they're just in a forest. They're just in a random forest, like a real, maybe it was a set, I don't know, but it looked like a real, tangible place. It wasn't a visual effect, and I love that. I'm glad they actually, it just helped with the dramatic weight. Like, when Thanos is showing up, there's no music, and the wind, and the trees, and the leaves blowing. It's a real location. I'm like, yes, this is filmmaking.
Yeah, I actually like that scene as well, especially when people start disappearing. I hated that people started disappearing, but the way they did it And the
Yeah.
way they those special effects is just so amazing, and the way they captured it was just each time
Yeah.
they made it to where it hits you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing spoilers and all that stuff.
Yeah. Of
Okay. So yeah, just no music, the wind, and just like it's not that they disappear, they just dissolve. They like fade away. Like that's why I like this movie so much, because all the choices that they make, it's not all like just in the script and dialogue of the characters, visual things like that, and the sound design and everything. It just makes it feel so much more like impactful, and I love that about it. It was so like they give each like every time a character, they didn't do one wide shot of all the characters fading away. It was individual close-ups. Here's this character fading away. Here's this character fading away, and here's this character reacting to this character fading away. Here's like there's when Falcon fades away. They had right after he faded away, they had War Machine walking around saying Sam. They didn't have to do that because they haven't established like a connection. Like there's no reason why War Machine would be like walking around going Sam, where are you? But they did that because they wanted somebody to be calling out for Sam as Sam is fading away. So giving each of those characters those moments helped it so much, and the whole movie's just like that. The whole movie is just getting all the moments completely right.
I agree with that. I think for me, one of the things I love most about this movie is Thanos himself.
Woo! Yeah, we haven't even talked about him yet.
He is so different from the comics, because in the current comics, he literally just wants to hook up with Death.
Yeah.
In this one, they made him seem more of like a tragic, like a fallen hero, sort of, where he wants to do the right thing, but he realizes that to do the right thing, sometimes you might have to do something horrible.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
And I like that because it makes him more profound, it makes him more interesting, it makes him more connectful. You can connect to him because you're like, wow, you're connectful. You're an evil guy. You're definitely a bad guy, but I mean, it's for the greater good in your eyes, and like you're not wrong. Like the things he's saying that he's seeing as a problem is not wrong. Yes, that's all going to be a problem one day. Yes, this is all going to happen one day. He just wants to stop it. He wants to push that back as far as possible. And there are many ways that you could go about doing it, but he does it in a way where it's like this is what makes sense to me because this is what I experienced. And the way that they have him talk about his past, and then like when they're on the planet of Titan and it's just destroyed, and they're like, oh, so this is your planet? It was. And he like clenches his fist, and you see what it used to be like. It was just, it touches you. It makes you feel for him. And you're like, wow.
Titan was like most planets. Too many mouths, not enough to go around. And when we faced extinction, I offered a solution.
Genocide.
But random, dispassionate, fair to rich and poor alike. They called me a madman. And what I predicted came to pass.
He's really seen some things, and
Yeah, I love when he the scene with him and Gamora where he actually like sheds a tear and everything. And like it's not that like people say, oh, you know, Gamora, like we didn't care about her that much, even though I think she's fine. But like we're like, oh, it's not the fact that Gamora's dying that makes that scene so like amazing to me. It's just they gave him that moment. It's just the fact that they gave Thanos that moment.
Yes.
Where he's actually like upset. They gave him that motivation. They actually cared about his character. They gave him stuff to do. They gave him a motivation and things to think about. They gave him a past. They gave him a reason to be doing what he's doing, and they gave him a reason to like really need to be what he's doing.
Yes.
And they giving him those moments, those close, and the visual effects on his face. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like close-ups of his face where he is like after he throws Gamora off the cliff, and that close-up of him just like it was so emotional. There was so much emotion on his face, and it's a visual effect. It blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. Yeah. Yeah.
Take it out.
I actually just took what I was about to say because those two moments right there is really what at least got it for me. All the other moments, yes, there was touching, but those two moments when he first off had to sacrifice someone he felt was his true daughter, and how much pain he went through, to do it, and the fact of they also said many of people have come and tried, but failed because they didn't have that resolve to sacrifice what they cherished most. But
It's beautiful.
him, it showed that he had the resolve, even though he really did not want to do it. But he took that step anyway. Okay, he had the resolve to do it, and then they showed us why. Later, when he's facing off with Iron Man, Peter Quill, and the rest of them, when he shows us how beautiful his planet once was and how he tried to save it, but didn't, and no one would listen to him. And they're just breathtaking in those moments, and that's what made him so different from a lot of other villains from a lot of other movies that came before. 'Cause a lot of other villains, they come through, they do their stick, and they might make a little quip or two that made it so, hey, this villain's kind of cool, but
They don't
touch you.
Yeah.
They made it to where he touched you to where I didn't say it, I caught myself. He's like, dang, we actually really do care about him, but at the same time, we can't care enough to where we can just look past everything that he's doing.
Did you say that we can look past everything?
No, we
yeah,
can't.
you can't. Okay. Yeah. I love that. Also, one more thing about Thanos. He is kind of the central thread of this entire movie that keeps everything connected. So if you don't care about him, it doesn't work.
Sure.
Like, they can't make him like just a big bad guy, because going from Captain America's group to Thor's group to Iron Man's group, going back and forth between all those groups, Thanos is the connective tissue, and if he doesn't work, the whole thing doesn't work. It falls apart. So the fact that he is a sympathetic character is awesome.
He's as much as a main character as many of the Avengers, really.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
he
You probably,
showed it many a times.
he probably gets more screen time than most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet there's probably an article somewhere that says like exactly how much he got, but I think he got more.
I think one of the only things I wanted to see from Thanos was kind of the realization when he realized that not only did he lose Gamora, but he lost literally all of his children that one day, and they never
Except
I don't know.
Nebula.
Huh?
Except Nebula.
Except Nebula, but like all his other
There you go.
children,
I
he
can't.
lost.
That's another reason I want to see Endgame, because that's actually something I want to see how that plays out.
Yes.
They showed how, like, we hear about how, this is something I've never thought about. I just thought about this just now. We hear about how, of what Thanos did to Nebula. But oh my god, do you remember that scene where she's just like in pieces and he's just like torturing her? Oh my god. Like it's awesome. It's awesome, but it's terrible and I love it.
I think that's one of the scenes that really show how evil Thanos is.
Yeah. I gotta go buy this movie on Blu-ray now. I gotta hype myself up about it.
So,
It's on Netflix, right?
yeah.
I'm gonna watch it after this.
What would we give Infinity War?
Oh goodness. 7. Yeah. I mean, I think 7. 7's really good for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say 7, because, I mean, like, there's no, I can't think of any, like, flaws. It's just, I mean, it's a long movie, and it is what it is. A bunch of characters from a bunch of movies coming together. By the way, we're talking about Age of Ultron, how that movie didn't have build, but this movie felt like it not necessarily from the other movies, but when we were watching it, it felt like it was like an earned moment when we got to it. So I give it a 7 because of what it is. It can't be perfect, but I do think it's the very best movie it could have been, honestly.
I'd give about 8. I'd give it 8.
I was considering that
I've
just
actually
because.
watched it 5 times.
Really? I've seen it once. I'm gonna watch it again though.
I've seen it in theaters once. Then me and my roommate bought the movie, saw it twice after buying it. Then some of my friends who didn't see it, I watched it twice with them. So
That's what I did with Solo. I saw it twice in theaters. I had a friend who didn't see it. I watched it twice with him. I watched it once on my own. I'm just pissed that Solo didn't make money and this movie did. Anyway.
I think I would also agree and give this movie an 8. I think it was a very, very well done movie. It was very I don't want to say satisfying, just because the end left you wanting more, but it was very satisfying to finally
It is
see.
very
To
satisfying.
finally see that moment where we finally see Thanos. We finally get to see the Avengers face off against him. We finally get to see what they've been building up to for years.
I just want to say one more thing. Building up to Thanos, that we had a few end credit scenes with him,
Mm-hmm.
but I never felt like we were building to Thanos because of behind the scenes. Oh, the last Avengers movie is gonna have Thanos, but what do we know about Thanos before this movie? Yeah, he's in the end credits of the first one and the second one, and he was in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's just sat in a chair.
Yeah.
It would have been, excuse me, it would have been cool if maybe throughout the movies we hear about his whole, getting
Things he's
Infinity
been doing.
Stones to wipe out half the universe, because we didn't know about that until the trailers came out and Gamora said it. We're like, oh, is that his plan? Okay. It would have been cool if we kind of knew more about what he was doing before.
Like just little hints throughout the series. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could have been cool.
That's kind of in the first one. You actually think about it.
Oh yeah.
When he brings, because he's the one that brings the army to New York, and they're after the Tesseract.
Yeah, but we don't know that when we see it.
Yeah, we don't
know that till,
directly
long
know
after
it,
the
but
fact.
yeah, at the time, all you know is like, yo, he's trying to get this Tesseract. Why he's trying to come all over the Earth to get this thing. Then when this came out, it all connected. You're like, oh, so that's why there's after the Tesseract.
Why did he start now?
Thanos?
Yeah.
Like when the Avengers movie happened?
Why didn't he just go around before? 'Cause
There's
he did it pretty
There's a
easily.
theory online, and it says that because Thanos was afraid of facing the Nova Corps for one, the old one from Doctor Strange, Odin,
The ancient one.
Odin, and like a bunch of other like really like a bunch of other high powered people who were like alive and around before these movies, like they disappeared, and kind of like the Avengers kind of grew from that.
Okay. Go. You did the deed.
But I also think that with having more of like hints throughout the series, I really do think Captain Marvel should have been heavy with more hints about Thanos.
Yeah.
I know it was 20 years before Infinity War and like everything, but there definitely should like Thanos has been around for a long time, long time. He didn't just start doing this stuff. He's been around. He's been conquering. He's been an evil conqueror since. I mean, Gamora was a child, and Gamora is obviously about, 20, 30 years old. So, I mean, Thanos was obviously out killing planets and things like that. So, I would have liked it if, at the end of, or just sometime at Captain Marvel, because we know that at some point, Ronan and Thanos started working together. So, if there had been some kind of, mention of, oh, Thanos is out doing this, or, oh, we are trying to negotiate some peace with Thanos or something in Captain Marvel, it would have, connected Captain Marvel to Infinity War and Endgame a little bit better, which I think in the Captain Marvel thing we talked about, maybe?
I didn't watch it.
Right. I remember something about Captain Marvel. There was something someone said that felt like it didn't need to be, it was hyped up as, with Endgame, but it felt like Captain Marvel didn't need to be. So I felt like if they had mentioned Thanos a little bit more into it, it would have tied in a lot better. But other than that, I think the movie was good. I'm excited for Endgame. I want to see how they end the Infinity Saga, and the biggest thing I want to see is how are they going to continue Marvel after this? Because honestly, it could go either way. After this, with all the characters they're losing, Marvel could die out really, really hard if they don't play their cards right. So.